CTV News at 6 with Joe Perkins.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. We begin tonight in Nanaimo and in the backcountry. It's where ATVs are kicking up more than just dirt. Some believe the sport could be headed for a real mess. That is, if critics get their way. The Canadian Paediatric Society believes children under the age of 16 should be banned from riding ATVs and wants a national ban for anyone under that age. ATV riders on the island say the sport is being singled out and call the ban a knee-jerk reaction to a few freak accidents. CTV's Chandler Grieve has more.
He's 12 years old and has been revving his ATV since he was 7.
Going out and riding, and it's lots of fun. You see lots of different things.
Jaden's 9-year-old brother Connor jumped on his first ATV when he was 5. And their little 6-year-old sister Carly started the family sport when she was just 2.
All ride together as a family. No, it's fun.
But their fun could come to a screeching halt if the Canadian Paediatric Society gets their way. A recent report by them recommended that children under the age of 16 should not be allowed to operate an ATV in Canada. The Society pointed out that 447 Canadian children under 15 are hospitalized every year for ATV-related injuries. And for youth ages 16 to 19, there are over 500 admissions a year.
Well, if they banned it, that would be all our family fun. We really enjoy going out all together.
The Bays argue instead of banning kids from ATVs, more focus should be put towards safety measures.
He has a neck protector.
They equip their 3 kids with protective gear from head to toe and have size-appropriate ATVs for each child.
Lots of people will go out and spend thousands of dollars on an ATV, but they'll only spend $100 on a helmet. Where there's other things to be taken in consideration, riding boots. If a quad goes over on a side, you can break an ankle. If you're wearing the proper riding boots, you're reducing the risk of that.
The Bays have had a first-hand experience of the dangers of ATVing. Jaden broke his arm when he was throwing off his ATV during a trail ride. But they argue ATVing is an adrenaline-based sport, and like any sport, injuries can happen.
They're having a knee-jerk reaction to a lot of instances where proper riding etiquette hasn't been taken and kids have gotten hurt.
The Ministry of Forest Lands and Natural Resource Operations in Canada is currently working through a new framework for off-road vehicle management and have yet to decide if they will implement age restrictions for ATV riding. Chandler Grieve, CTV News, Nanaimo.
West Shore RCMP are investigating a robbery after a 14-year-old girl was thrown to the ground and threatened with a knife on Friday in Langford. The teenager was exiting the number 50 bus on Langford Parkway at Jacqueline Road when she was approached by another female teenager believed to be 17 or 18 years old. The suspect pushed the 14-year-old to the ground, stole her money, and then pulled a knife, warning the girl not to call police. She's described as a Caucasian female with long, sandy blonde hair and wearing a dark blue sweatshirt with skinny black jeans. Anyone with information into the assault is asked to call West Shore Police. Also in Langford, traffic was held up briefly this morning after an 82-year-old woman fell off the Langford overpass onto the highway. The woman is in critical condition after falling over 5 meters.
If there are any persons, and we have the names of a few people who witnessed the individual on the overpass, but if anybody happened to have seen her before or in the process of falling, we would certainly love to talk with them just to make absolutely certain what we suspect to be the case.
Police were on the scene within minutes. The 82-year-old was immediately rushed to hospital. Well, it has been just over 2 weeks since Victoria Member of Parliament Denise Savoie announced she is leaving politics because of health reasons. Political analysts called it an opportunity, a chance for a newcomer to enter the political ring in what's been a safe NDP seat. And while there's been plenty of speculation, the list of names officially in the hat for Savoie's position has been non-existent. That is until today. Former lawyer and University of Victoria professor Murray Rankin announced his bid for the NDP candidacy today. Rankin taught environmental law at UVic and is the current co-chair of UVic's Environmental Law Centre. He's lived in Victoria with his family for the last 35 years and says Savoie will be difficult to replace, but says he's at the right stage in his life to give politics and the city of Victoria his full attention.
Well, at this stage, I want to put my best foot forward in this race. I think what Stephen Harper's doing to Victoria, not helping us hardly at all with the homelessness crisis, not helping with any kind of viable infrastructure strategy, using $25 billion for fighter jets when we have other crises to deal with as Canadians, entirely the wrong priorities. I hope, go to Ottawa and work with brand new priorities.
Rankin is the first in a lengthy list of possible successors. That includes Victoria Mayor Dean Fortin, NDP MLA Rob Fleming, City Councillors Pam Madoff and Mary Ann Alto, and some others suggest possibly Carol James. Prime Minister Harper must call a by-election for Savoie's seat within the next 6 months. Well, on Wednesday, the union representing BC Transit bus drivers will take a strike vote. The Canadian Auto Workers Local 333, which also includes tradespeople and maintenance workers in Greater Victoria, are looking for a new collective agreement, but say negotiations with BC Transit have come to a stop. The union has been without a contract since the end of March. Union members are calling for improvements to the transit system as well as improved wages. The two sides are scheduled to be back at the bargaining table on Friday. The union says it will not serve 72-hour strike notice before having that discussion. Well, you could call it another sign that Johnson Street Bridge is due for a replacement. Just after 6 last night, the bridge locked about 3 meters above the deck, holding up traffic for about 30 minutes. Engineers say the bridge broke down after a power supply failure. This is the second malfunction on Big Blue in roughly 18 months. Well, it seems the message isn't getting through. Firefighters in Victoria are urging the public to obey the fire ban that is in effect. For the second morning in a row, firefighters were called to the Dallas Road area to deal with another beach fire, the second in as many days. Crews arrived at the Finlayson Point beach around 1:30 this morning to a large fire that firefighters say was man-made. It took crews several hours to get the blaze put out. Yesterday, a similar fire at Finlayson Point worked its way up from the beach. Beach fires are illegal within city limits and can lead to fines anywhere between $350 to $2,000. A Victoria police officer has received one of Canada's highest honors for her courage and determination after being attacked last year outside a convenience store on Douglas Street. Constable Lane Douglas Hunt almost died when she was ambushed outside a 7-Eleven on the morning of January 17th of last year. She was stabbed twice by Guy Seguin, who was later convicted of second-degree murder for the attack. Yesterday in Quebec, Douglas Hunt received the National Award of Excellence by the Canadian Police Association. It was for her courage. After heavy rehabilitation, Douglas Hunt went on to win the toughest competitor alive title. That was at last year's World Police and Fire Games. Switching gears a little bit now, today marked the end of an era for a staple in the Saanich community. For 30 years, the beachside Elk Lake restaurant has provided the community with more than just bacon and eggs and a cup of coffee. Customers say it's a special spot with special owners whose hospitality over the last 3 decades will be missed. 7 days a week from morning until night, this is where you would find the husband and wife team of Connie and Han Deere. The couple, now in their 60s, moved to Victoria from Montreal and before that Hong Kong. Every summer since, the two, along with their 2 sons, would run the restaurant, serving ice cream and hamburgers from the popular beachside service window. But after so many years, the two say the work has taken its toll and it's finally time to move on.
I really do like the place I run, and I love the people come, they're happy because they come to the beach, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy they come to using my equipment and eat ice cream. The big part where I see the kids have a big smile on their face. So this is it, yeah.
I'm going to enjoy more fun with my grandson. I will really miss him. He's a fire right now. I only saw him once a year. It's not enough for me. That's what I really miss.
The Deere sold the building to a team from Subaru Western Triathlon Series and Life Sport Coaching. The new owners plan to build a new building on the property. Devoted customers, including Saanich Mayor Frank Leonard, enjoyed their last cup of coffee at the restaurant today. This was the restaurant's last day of business.
It's a bit of an end of an era. You don't often see husband and wife couples work this many hours for these many years to put 2 kids through university. It's an unbelievable story.
The restaurant has long been Mayor Leonard's post-10K walk coffee spot, but Not anymore. Left to find a new spot. The Deers say they don't know how they'll react to retirement, but are looking forward to the road ahead. Well, finally tonight, it's not something you see every day. A 49-year-old man with bleach blonde hair and matching Union Jack shoes and shorts. That sight alone is rare, but when he has all that and a Mini Cooper strapped to his back, well, that's just special. With Van Halen for motivation, Saanich police officer Kevin Nunn did the unthinkable today. With a Mini Cooper weighing in at over 2,500 pounds, Nunn pulled it 12 times around UVic's Ring Road. That's a total of 21 kilometers, all in support of Saanich Police Department's 3 Cops for Cancer's Tour de Rock riders. Last year, Nunn raised $14,000 by running 60 kilometers. That was from Victoria to Duncan. This year, he turned his attention to the carpool.
So yeah, so it's worth it. It's worth it for the kids.
Why did you want to do something like this?
To raise lots of money, and the generosity of Victoria and the help that I've got, the support has been fantastic. I'm probably around about $26,000 right now.
I see the training that he's done, and it boggles my mind. It's one thing for you and I to get on our bikes 3 days a week. We've got a team with us. We have trainers, helping us and coaching us along the way. Kevin came up with this idea on his own and has sought support and help from other people in the community.
The pulling began at 6 a.m. In training, Nunn pulled a Mini around Ring Road twice. The first time was to get a feel of the harness, and the second was an actual test run. The laps took him about 37 minutes each.
Chief, would you pull that cart?
No, I think I could ride behind and steer it for Kevin, but I don't know, or I could maybe do the downhill portion, but pulling that thing uphill, even if it's a 2 or 3% grade like you've got here on the back side, that's pretty daunting when you're pulling it over the length that he's got to pull it. So I'm very impressed with him, and he's done a great job.
And if you'd like to support Kevin and his efforts for Cops for Cancer, you can go to www.kevinforcancer.ca.